Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back out of the woods. Here we go. It's the local show.
You can't help yourself, can you, Tom?
No, I can't. We're talking about the woods because we're going to be talking with David Buff, who is a forester at B&B Lumber. You know, we went out to take pictures with Nicholas, and when we did this was last weekend, and we went up to Highland Forest. So we walked through the forest.
I have not been there in a long time. We did like a wagon.
Wagon
horse-drawn
ride,
thing back, 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
How'd it go? How far'd you walk? And you can walk long distances, Tom?
Yeah, slowly.
Okay.
Jason, Mikey, we brought the dogs, which was a mistake. I feel guilty if I leave them home, but they're such a pain.
You feel guilty no matter what.
Yes. And you know where else we went? Was on the way up there, we stopped at Delphi Falls.
I don't know if I've ever been.
Yeah, right in Orrin, Delphi, and went to Delphi. Beautiful little falls.
Wait a minute. I've driven by there.
Yeah.
Was anybody fishing?
No one was fishing, but we did have several families stopping by and taking pictures, and Nicholas had his new camera and all that, so it was fun. It was very, very nice, but my allergies are just kicking up, and I don't know what it is with the fall, but it was a little uncomfortable. I had to take medication to keep my eyes open.
It can either make you sleepy or actually the opposite. It can make you hyper.
I'd love to be hyper a little bit.
Yeah, you get more work done.
Yeah, right. But then we'd cancel each other out. Two hypers make a negative.
That's not good.
That's good. All right, so let's talk with David Buff right now, forester at B&B Lumber. How are you doing today, David?
Good. How are you guys?
Very good, my friend. Aside from the allergies, of course. But you're out in the woods all the time, aren't you?
All the time. Allergies aren't the biggest one, though. The ticks.
Ticks.
Ticks are horrible.
Tick-tock. Tell me about it. Because I was concerned when we took the dogs out. I, laid them down and, started beating them with I started to. I did, pet them and was looking for ticks.
Right.
Because Steve had a problem with tick on Zoe.
2014.
Oh, yeah, you had it on yourself.
I got Lyme disease.
Oh,
yeah.
So the tick found me, and that was a rough 6 months. And before that, Zoe had Lyme from some tick somewhere.
So do you see a lot of ticks? I mean, are you picking them off your body?
Yesterday, 3 or 4 were in me, and I brushed off 36, I counted.
Get out of here.
No way.
Oh, I'm dead serious. Couldn't be more serious.
You're not welcome back to the local show studio.
You don't have any idea
I'm all clean. I'm all clean, I promise.
Yeah, let's get
check.
Yeah, right. Let's get a camera on this guy. Close up.
Oh my goodness, so that's serious.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. How are they on your clothes?
I try to wear like clothes.
Yeah.
So, when you're walking through, you can see them crawling on you. And
all right. Important safety tip, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going out in the woods,
right? So
tick check.
So that is. So tell us what you do.
So work for B&B Lumber. I'm a forester there. Go out and kind of take a look at these private landowners' forests, really, and kind of give them an idea of what they need done or what they want done, and my, in quotes, professional opinion on how to manage that and create a better forest for the future. So
explain that a little bit.
I'm getting a thing to the right because apparently they can't see me. They're perfect. So management, a lot of people have their forests and they don't understand what they want done necessarily. So they'll bring me in and say, hey, look, I want some money for it, clearly. But I also don't want to murder the forest, and I want to be able to have it, 10 to 15 years down the road to be able to do this again.
Okay.
So I'll come in and kind of take, the junk wood out and take some of the good stuff and make sure they're getting their money. But the biggest thing is creating a future for that woods.
So what does B&B Lumber do then? Are you just forest management, or do you actually make
forest management, logging? We do hardwood flooring from all of the the trees that we log.
I see.
Pallets is one of the biggest things. Yeah, we do a lot. So we do animal bedding with the sawdust. So fun fact, not one part of the tree that we log gets put to waste.
I see. So, do you sell that bedding to retail places? Oh, farmers, right.
Yep. So by the dump truck loads and stuff like that.
So if someone has some property, maybe it's hundreds of acres, maybe it's 50 acres, maybe it's less, but they have a home or a farm or whatever it is, you can come in, you can say, hey, here's what we would do to manage the land and take care of it, and here's the income you could derive from it.
Correct, yeah. And the biggest thing, it's really what the landowner wants. I mean, there's never one perfect answer for every woods.
Sure.
So it's, if the landowner wants, for deer management, maybe he wants some areas cut a little bit harder, it's...
Wait, deer management. So wait a minute. So you can explain that to me. So how do the way you take care of the forest affect the deer?
So deer, I'm a hunter myself. I'm sure, maybe you guys are, I'm not sure. But the deer like really thick areas. They like being able to, eat, obviously. So if you cut an area harder, naturally there's going to be more tops that are left in the woods, creates better bedding, creates a little more food, makes the deer feel safe and comfortable. So if you can do that in different areas of your land, you create this perfect, well, I shouldn't say perfect, but you create this area.
Right. A false sense of security so you can blow the deer's head off. I get it. Yeah.
It makes sense. How you want to look at it.
Makes him feel comfortable and tasty.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to do it.
So at B&B Lumber, you were talking about all the things that they do. How long have they been in business? How long has B&B been around?
Well, I want to say my great-grandfather started it in Nedrow.
Oh, okay.
And that was early 1970s.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do remember it. Obviously growing up on the edge of Nedrow, I grew up by Green Hills.
Himself. Go ahead, Tom.
Yes, Green Hills Farms.
And best donuts around, right there.
Absolutely, yeah, bread, everything. So yeah, and I remember going by there. There was a car wash up there too. They put a car wash up in Nedrow. So when I was a kid, I got my first car. I'd go up there and wash the rust off. But yeah, B&B was up there. And then what do you do with the Harden place?
Harden Furniture.
Yeah, Harden Furniture. So, you guys bought that, right?
Recently, a few years ago, and that's where all of our high grade logs. So the higher price logs go to make flooring, and we'll sell the lumber outright. And for a big one that we do is cabinetry.
Wow.
So
So do you make the cabinets?
No, we don't.
Just
we
the
don't
wood
make
for it.
Yep.
Right.
We'll saw the lumber and then sell it to the cabinet manufacturers.
So when you say you saw it, do you saw it into 2x4s, 4x6s, sheets? What?
A lot of it it's called 4/4. So it's really like a little over an inch or around an inch thick, and then multiple different widths depending on how big the log is.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about going on people's lands. Steve was alluding to the fact that no matter how much acreage you have, you might go out there. But it seems very finite to me because there can only be so many people with that much land around here.
You'd be surprised.
Wrong?
So don't quote me on this, but there's a fun little fact that I think New York State Forest is growing 3 times as fast as it's getting cut.
Well, I'm going to quote you on that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Tom, did you hear what he said?
Yeah. But that's interesting. But you probably make all the climate alarmists and everything mad now because you're actually speaking the truth.
Well, the forest is in better shape when it's managed.
Correct. Yes, well, that's right.
When it just falls on itself, and that's forest fires and all those things.
Yeah.
When
it
does no good.
Right. So if someone wanted to get a quote on their property, hey, just have you come out, take a look, have a conversation.
Yep.
The of course 315, that's the big area code, Tom.
The big one, yes.
492-1786.
Yes, sir.
So write this number down if you have some forest and you want to at least talk to David. 492-1786. You certainly can go to B&B Lumber, which looks like Blunder.
Blumber.
Yes, Blumber. Blumber.com. But that'll work too, Tom.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, David. And you keep those ticks off you, okay?
I'll try. Thank you, guys.
All right. Kicking off hour number 2 of the local show, we'll have conversations with Jimmer Soccocio. He's the owner-operator of Chick-fil-A, Cicero, and Clay. Attorney John Murphy stops by, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. And then Ray Manassa. He's the chief marketing officer at the United Way of Central New York. Stick around. Hour number 2 starts real soon.